Good day, everyone. I am Arian Troy Isidro, B94B. Today, we will be discussing the Tiboli cultures, the dream weavers of Lake Cebu, where ancestral spirits guide the hands of artisans and dreams are woven into sacred cloth. Journey to Tiboli heritage. The Tiboli people, guardians of tradition in South Cotabato, homeland, Lake Cebu and the sacred waters, spiritual worldview, the realm of Diwata and ancestral spirits. Tinalak weaving, where dreams become sacred cloth. Temwel, the ancient art of brass casting, music and celebration, the voice of the divine, living heritage, preserving tradition in modern times. The Tiboli people, guardians of tradition, an Austronesian heritage. The Tiboli are an indigenous Austronesian ethnic group from the southern highlands of Mindanao, Philippines, known by various names: Tagabili, Tao Cebu, Tiboli. They have maintained a remarkably intact tradition culture despite centuries of external pressures. With a population of approximately 101,049, the 2020 census, the Tibuli inhabit South Cotabato, Sarangani, and neighboring provinces. They are divided into three main subgroups based on geography and lifestyle. So these three subgroups are Teboli Cebu, Teboli Mohin, Tao Balay. The Tiboli stands out among Philippine ethnic groups for their marked penchant for personal adornment and their remarkably preservation of animist belief and artistic traditions. So their homeland, Lake Cebu and the sacred waters. So the four sacred waters are Lake Cebu, Lake Siluton, Lake Lahit, Lake Holon. The legendary seven falls from the sacred waters of Lake Cebu cascade seven magnificent waterfalls, each bearing a Tiboli name that carries spiritual significance. So these are the names: Hikong Ako, Hikong Bilibil, Hikong Ukol, Hikong Bente, Hikong Lowig, Hikong Kifui. Water as spiritual foundation. For the Tiboli, these waters are not merely geographical features. They are sacred elements woven into their methodology, daily life, and artistic inspiration. The misty, lush environment shapes their worldview and infuses their creative expressions. The lakes feature prominently in Tiboli oral traditions, including the legend of Lake Cebu's information involving the Princess Boy Henry and the demigod Limugot Mangay. So, the spiritual worldview, the realm of Diwata, the supreme divine couple, at the pinnacle of the Tiboli pantheon reside Kadaw Lasambad, the sun god, and Bulon Lamugao, the moon goddess, a married couple dwelling in the seventh heaven. They begot seven sons and daughters who married each other, establishing divine lineage that influences Tiboli cosmology. Busaw, malevolent spirits. The Tiboli believe in Busaw, malevolent spirits capable of causing misfortune, illness, and death. These spirits must be appeased through rituals and offering. Deso propitiatory offerings of white chickens, pigs, cooked food, Agongongs and Kafilan swords are made to placate these spirits and gain divine favor. So the concept of the afterlife, the Tibuli afterlife has multiple destinations based on how one died. Kayong for murder victims and warriors. Everything is read and re-announced by Agong Kintang, Hagalong guitar. Kumawig for suicides. Everything sways and swings eternally. Mugol for illness victims. Day is night and night is day. The sea for drowning victims who become citizens of the sea. Tinalak where dreams become sacred cloth. So there is two legendary dream weavers. Those are Lang Dulay, Barbara Ofong. The spiritual foundation of dream weaving for the Tibuli. Weaving is not a merely craft, it is a sacred spiritual practice. The patterns of tinalak are believed to be received in dreams or damgo from Fudalu, the goddess of Abaka. Women, women who receive these divine visions are called dream weavers, chosen vessels through which ancestral spirits communicate. According to tradition, Fudalu inhabits each individual yarn during the weaving process, requiring weavers to work with extraordinary precision and reverence. Offerings of woven blouses and jewelry are left around the weaving area to honor her watchful presence. So, the tinalak in life ceremonies, birth placed on their mother's stomach during labor, death used in burial rituals and offerings, marriage covers the bride completely in ceremony. So, the status exchange for horses, carabaos, gongs. The dream weaving process from vision to textile. Fiber preparation. Men strip and prepare abaca fibers from the Musa textilis plant. The outlayer is scraped and dried in the sun, creating the foundation for the sacred cloth. 2. Ikat or tie-dye. Women apply the ikat technique, tying patterns using measurements based on finger or knuckle length. This resist dyeing creates the intricate designs. The 3. Natural dyeing. Fibers are submerged in boiling water with natural dyes from bark, roots, and plants. First dyed red, then black, creating the iconic tricolor patterns. Backstrap loom. Dyed strings are woven into backstrap loom anchored to the ceiling. The weaver becomes part of the loom herself, working in early morning or night. 5. Finishing and polishing. The woven textile is pounded with a hardwood to soften it, then polished with cowrie shells to bring out its natural sheen. Sheen a final offering to Fudali. Sacred taboos and timeline. Never step over the loom. Weavering is done only by women. In reverence to Fudalu, the entire process takes approximately 3 months to complete a single piece. Community collaboration. While the dream begins with one woman, tinalak production is a community effort. Men strip and prepare abaka, women apply ika technique and weave. Community clean and finish the textile. Timwell, the ancient art of brass casting. The art of Timwell. Ginton, god of metallurgy. The Tiboli brass casting tradition is linked to Ginton, the god of metallurgy and son of supreme being Diwata. He gave He gifted the people with brass anklets, chain, belts, rings, and swords, all of which still adorn still adorn and protect the Tibuli today. The last wax process. The traditional Tibuli brass casting method, passed down through generations, involves a complex series of steps using earth, water, and fire. First, material gathering, brass from recycled gongs, bullet shells, scrap metal. Wax molding, beeswax shapes into desired designs. Clay molding, clay mixed with rice husk in case in cases the wax. 4. Melting and pouring. Molting brass replaces the melted wax. So the traditional creations are bells and gongs, bangles and rings, necklaces and bells, kafilan or sword. So their cultural significance. The brass item historically served as dowry for marriage, status symbols, barter currency, spiritual offerings. Siso Tonawa, to make one spirit, represents the community ethos driving Tivoli Brass artisans, a cooperative founded by Joel Blunto that ensures fair trade and sustainable livelihoods for brass casters while preserving ancestral techniques. So the music, the voice of the divine, the concept of utom, in Tiboli musical tradition, utom is a profound concept where instruments are used to depict the sounds of natures, describe events, and evoke the divine. As animists, the Tiboli believe that everything in the universe is a manifestation of the divine, and art and music are the voice of the divine. These musical expressions transcends mere entertainment. It serves as continuation and preservation of culture, healing, ceremonies, and spiritual communication. So there are string instruments like higalong, saludoy, diwege, and hagalong. The percussions in wind are agong, lintang, tinunggong, slowly, kumbing. Musical apprenticeship. Tiboli believes that rhyming names can help acquire musical skills. For example, rubbing fingers with the miglong insect and miglong vine leaves is true to help ones learn higalong lute because the names rhyme. Children often learn through observation, practicing with makeshift instruments like sardine cans before handling real gongs. So there is some notable compositions like Lintang Nadal, Soyo Ligdig, Kuda Sinulog, Duyog. So body adornment, beauty as spiritual expressions. The philosophy of beauty, according to Tivoli belief, the gods created man and woman to look attractive so that they would be drawn to each other and procreate. Beauty is not vanity. It is a divine mandate and spiritual expression. Tivoli women learn that skills of beautification from early as ages 5 to 6. Watching their mothers and elder sisters is not uncommon to see young girls fully made up, mirroring the women as they aspire to become. Tamblang, the art of teeth, filling and shaping. Teeth are filled into nihik, regular shapes, using traditional tools. White teeth are considered ugly, fit only for animals. Blackening, teeth are blackened with sap from wild tree bark, silib or olet, creating a distinctive dark appearance. Gold adornment, prominent tibuli such as Dato or their wives, adorn teeth with gold caps. a practice adapted from Muslim influences. So the cowl or biklang, a characteristic ornament that frames the face like delicate veil. Several strands of tiny multicolored glass beads suspended from left earlobe to right under the chin. Black horsehair links 7.5 centimeter with brass midsections, clusters of glass beads at the ends. Tattoos and sacrifications. Tattoos are believed to glow after death, light, lighting the way into the afterlife. They are not merely decorative but serve as spiritual guides. Sacrification is achieved by applying live coals to skin. More scars indicate greater bravery and warrior status. Social structure and community life. Patriarchal foundation. Tibuli society is traditional patriarchal, with the father serving as head of the household. Family and kinship play a central role in social organization, with extended families often living in close proximity and sharing resources. The dato or the village chieftain serves as both cultural leader and spiritual authority, presiding over rituals, settling disputes, and guiding communities' decisions. So there are polygamy and marriage. A man's marital status commands respect. The more wives, the greater his standing. Polygamy measures physical, sexual, and economic strength. First wife holds authority over other, consistent, required from the wife for additional marriages. Delegation of clothes and fieldwork to other wives. Marriage customs. Arranged marriages, often arranged by parents, sometimes in infancy. Dowry payment, horses, carabaos, goats, precious metals. Higher dower, dowry for daughters of